day. Welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Matsu Okwanutorishe and here are the headlines. Oboyewori felicitates Asagba of Asaba, Professor Obi Epiphany Ezenge at 70. Delta Senators top move to halt INEC's Warri constituency delineation. Tinubu shift 15% for import duty to Q1 2026. Barcelona plan to build Messi statue at Camp Nou. Now the news in details. Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oboyewori has congratulated the Asagba of Asaba, His Royal Majesty Professor Obi Epiphany Ezenge SANOON on the celebration of his 70th birthday anniversary, a milestone marking 7 decades of impactful service, scholarship and leadership. In a statement signed by Chief Press Secretary Sir Festus Ayon, Governor Oboyewori commended the monarch for his steadfast commitment to peace, unity and the cultural renaissance of Asaba Kingdom. It described Obi Ezenge as a reverend traditional ruler, erudite scholar and symbol of honor, whose distinguished academic and leadership legacy continues to inspire pride among the people of Asaba and Delta State at large. However, Governor Oboyewori reaffirmed his administration's continued partnership with traditional institutions and assured the Asagba of sustained collaboration in advancing the collective aspirations of Asaba people. In a bid to continue its market outreach, You Matter Charity Foundation, founded by the wife of the state governor, Deaconess Mrs. Tobore Oboyewori, has presented financial assistance to 50 petty traders at Agbara main market in Ughelli North local government area. The empowerment scheme aimed at supporting small-scale businesses, particularly those run by women and low-income traders, as part of the foundation's efforts towards the state's economic development. Deaconess Oboyewori, who is the chairperson of the foundation, reaffirmed the commitment to empowering small businesses, stating that the microeconomy of Delta State, especially petty trading, remains very dear to our heart and that of the state government. Presented by the Ughelli North coordinator of the foundation and wife of the executive chairman Superb, Evangelist Mrs. Joy Myre, who commended the traders for their support for their husband, affirmed that the empowerment drive is to reciprocate that God will. She urged the beneficiaries, including the physically challenged, to make judicious use of the funds received to expand their ventures and become more financially independent. She further presented the beneficiaries with a sum of 50,000 naira. Moreover, Deaconess Oboyewori admonished the traders to be consistent in their trades, adding that the more agenda of the state government is committed to empowering petty traders to expand their businesses. Ahead of the 2027 general elections, members of the 1st and 8th Delta State House of Assembly, both 7 and former, overwhelmingly adopted President Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Sheriff Oboyewori as their sole candidates for the 2027 presidential and governorship elections. The endorsement made during an extraordinary session in Asaba was presided over by the 8th Assembly, Right Honorable Emomatimi Dennis Goa, and accompanied by a vote of implicit confidence in both leaders. The motion to adopt Tinubu and Oboyewori as sole candidates was moved by Right Honorable Alim Sagoda, a member of the First Assembly and former federal lawmaker, and seconded by Honorable Chris Njokwameni of the Second Assembly. The endorsement marked the climax of the maiden Delta State House of Assembly Speaker's Annual Leadership Series, themed Leadership Dynamics in the Delta State House of Assembly, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. In his keynote address, Speaker Goa emphasized the need for harmonious consensus in the legislature, suggesting the unity among lawmakers is essential for inclusive governance. Deputy Speaker Right Honorable Otto Akwawawa, who chaired the planning committee, hailed the season as the first of its kind in Nigeria. An attempt by the former Plateau State Governor and Chairman Senate Committee on Electoral Matters, Senator Simon Lagon, to halt the ongoing delineation of Warri Federal Constituency by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) was on Wednesday firmly countered by Delta lawmakers Senator Joe Onowakbo Thomas, Delta South, and Ede Dafinone Delta Central on the floor of the Senate. The two senators opposed the motion, insisting that INEC constitutional mandate and independence must not be violated, especially as the matter is already before a competent court. Raising a strong objection, Senator Joel Onokwapo reminded the chamber that the 1999 Constitution empowers INEC to conduct constituency delineation without legislative interference. He further cited Section 158 and Part 1 of the Third Schedule of the Constitution, stressing that INEC's autonomy must be respected. Joel Onowakbo also revealed that the matter was already before the Federal High Court in Warri in suit number FHC WRCS 37225, while some individuals had sued INEC over the delineation process. He urged the chamber to allow the judicial process to run its course. Supporting his colleague, Senator Ade Dafinone, Delta Central, warned that interfering in INEC's delineation exercise could erode public confidence in both the electoral body and the Senate. Following the contributions of two Delta senators, several lawmakers cautioned against breaching constitutional boundaries or appearing to overreach into judicial and electoral matters. Now on the entertainment news. Music executive Don Jazzy has announced the latest addition to the Marvin record roster, 21-year-old singer-songwriter Cupid SZN. According to Don Jazzy, Cupid SZN musical journeys a proof of perseverance and dedication, recalling that the young artist's father had initially sent Don Jazzy a DM 4 years ago to showcase his song's talents, but the message went unnoticed. Untitled Cupid SZN continued to hone his craft, eventually catching the attention of Raven Records 2 years later. Cupid SZN music is a style of unique blend of Afro-pop and Afrobeats characterized by catchy beats and clever wordplay. A father thanked Don Jazzy and the Marvin Records team for believing in him and giving him a chance to share his story. Now on the business news. The federal government has approved the postponement of the implementation of the 15% import duty on petrol and diesel until the first quarter of 2026, contrary to earlier notions that the suspension was indefinite. The deferment formally approved by President Bola Tinubu was in response to a detailed request submitted by the Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zachi Adedeji, following extensive strategic consultations with key stakeholders to assess market readiness and ensure a smooth and orderly rollout of the 15% import duty. Adedeji made the request in a letter dated November 7, 2025, titled Deferment of the Commencement of the Implementation of the Premium Motor Spirit Petrol and Diesel Import Duty. The later release on Thursday stressed the need to ensure local refining infrastructure is fully prepared, technical and operational frameworks are properly aligned, and fuel supply disruptions are minimized before the levy takes effect. Now on the foreign news. The U.S. Justice Department is filing a lawsuit against California over a new congressional maps that voters approved in an election last week. The new maps favor Democrats and aim to cancel out gains made by the Republicans through recently redrawn voting districts in Texas. Attorney General Pam Bondi accused Californian Governor Gavin Newsom of a brazen power grab using radically gerrymandered maps. California voters overwhelmingly approved the restriction bill known as Proposition 50, giving Democrats an advantage in 5 new congressional districts. Bondi accused Newsom of attempting to enrich one-party rule and silence millions of Californians by pushing the new congressional district's boundaries. The Justice Department filed the complaint in a Californian federal court on Thursday, aiming to block the new maps. Federal prosecutors accused the Democratic governor and secretary of the state, Shelley Weber, of mandating radically gerrymandered congressional districts, a violation of Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Now on the sports news. Barcelona president Joan Laporta said on Thursday the club is planning to erect a statue of Lionel Messi outside the newly renovated Camp Nou as the Catalonian side prepare to honor their record scorer after his emotional visit to the stadium. Messi, 38, returned to Barcelona on Sunday to tour the revamped ground for the first time since leaving the club in 2021, later posting on Instagram that he hoped to return one day and not just to say goodbye as a player. Laporta previously dismissed suggestions that Messi could return to play for Barca, calling the idea unrealistic, given the forward's contract with MLS side Inter Miami, which he extended last month. He further discussed plans for a permanent tribute to Argentine World Cup winner, recalling how Messi joined Barca's academy 13, scored 672 goals in 778 appearances, and led the team to 10 La Liga titles, 4 Champions League crowns, and 3 Club World Cups during its 21 years at the club. The Camp Nou closed for almost 900 days for renovation, reopened on Friday with an open training section attended by more than 20,000 fans. Laporta said the club hopes to host the most beautiful tribute to the world once the project is complete. Now a recap on our headlines. Oborewori felicitates Asaba of Asaba, Professor Obi Epiphany Ezinge at 70. Delta Senator stop move to halt INEC's Warri constituency delineation. Tinubu shifts 15% for import duty to Q1 2026. Barcelona plan to build Messi statue at Camp Nou. That's the news as detailed by Timela Emanuela. I am Matsu Okwemitorishe. Thanks for watching.